Welcome back to another episode of the Stay Hype podcast, where I help you heighten your personal experience through my own experience on this earth. I'm your host, Kristen, and today's episode is titled, It's Scarier to Do Nothing. And the reason why I titled it this is because I'm chatting with you guys in Tulum, Mexico, my new home. Yeah, that's right. Your girl moved out of the country. I rented out my house for 6 months just to, see how it goes. But yeah, I rented out my house for 6 months and I got the call to travel and to specifically go to Tulum, Mexico. It was direct guidance from God, from Source, from the universe, whatever it is that you resonate with, to do this. And yeah, it's a big risk, right? Leaving the country, leaving your friends and family, leaving everything that you know to go somewhere where you don't speak the language, which I'm learning. Hola, ¿cómo estás? And just not have the comforts of home, right? But that's the whole point of this journey, and why we are called to take certain risks in our life is because we have become comfortable and complacent. And a lot of times we're not living in our truth and we're not really fulfilled and happy. And so once we start to connect and start to understand that we are deserving and worthy of the things that we desire deeply, things start to really shift and opportunities start to open up and ideas start to drop in. But it all takes that willingness to let go of the resistance and just be honest with yourself that you want something more, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, for me, I am super adventurous. I've always loved to travel and to see new things. I get bored, honestly, doing the same thing and seeing the same thing every single day. That's just my personality. And instead of trying to change that, I decided to own that part of my personality and figure out a way that I can make money, live in my purpose, and travel and do things that mean a lot to me. And so here I am in Tulum, Mexico. This has been a process since I did my last plant medicine ceremony in October of last year in Peru. And I got so many profound downloads from that ceremony. And one of the ones was for me to leave, and that I need to travel, and that there's people and experiences and just opportunities waiting for me that were not in Florida. And so I want to challenge you guys to make sure you're not limiting your beliefs and opportunities and, just limiting your experiences in this world because you don't have a clear answer on how to get to what you are wanting to manifest. So for me, for an example, like I said, me wanting to move out of the country definitely wasn't something that I could do overnight. I knew since November that I wanted to move June 1st, which is the date that I moved. It's crazy. But not really when you're in alignment and you start to really take steps towards getting what you want. And that takes courage. It takes action. It takes getting out of your comfort zone. It takes quieting the noise from the naysayers and the people who are projecting their fear, all of that. And so that's what I did from November when I got home from Peru until now. I really focused on my passion. I showed up every single day on my TikTok lives and really built my community, and we're still building and growing every single day. And that allowed me the financial, ability and the alignment and the timing to get someone to rent out my house and all these things that I had to do in order to get here. It wasn't just, I want to go, I want to travel, I need to travel, and then now I'm traveling. No. And so we have to take the steps to get into alignment to receive the things that we desire and deserve. It takes a lot of internal work, in my opinion, to push past a lot of the deep-rooted fears that we have, and doing things like this, like moving out of the country, going for a job, doing certain things like that has a lot to do with our mindset around believing in ourselves. And I did not believe in myself at all prior to these last 2 years after my spiritual awakening and everything. Did not feel like I was deserving of anything great. Didn't feel like I was worthy or deserving of a healthy relationship. Didn't think I was worthy of making a certain amount of money. And once all that switched and flipped for me in 2021, I know that I'm worthy and deserving of it all. And you are too. And so if you take anything from today's episode is that if you have a internal intuition, heart calling messages from God, the universe, to make a drastic change in your life, because or not even drastic. It could be small or drastic, but for me, this is pretty drastic. So if you are called to make this big change, and you know in your bones that it's what you're supposed to do, but it's just the fear that's keeping you in that freeze response, I really, really challenge you to start being more intentional with sitting with yourself and getting clear on why, you know? Why don't you believe in yourself? Why do you have so much doubt? And also just getting clear on what you actually want unapologetically. That was a big deal and a big thing for me from even getting to this point. I had to first be honest about what I really desired unapologetically and not feel bad about it and not feel like, oh, I can't have that, or I'm not deserving of this, because we all are deserving of happiness. It's our birthright, literally, for just being born. You don't have to do anything to be worthy of this, but we do have to take inspired action and get into alignment, because the universe cannot do 3D tangible things like make you get up out of the bed and, practice your music or sing or do content creation, whatever it is that you're passionate about. So you have to you got to work with God. You have to work with the universe. You have to really get clear on what you want. And that's what I did. And for me, this risk was the only option. There wasn't anything else. That's why when risks start feeling like the only option, that's how you know that you're on the right path. Because I honestly couldn't imagine doing something other than what I'm doing right now. And waking up, living out my passions every single day is the most rewarding feeling ever. Starting my day on my lives, playing healing music, and just being inspirational and speaking messages and the word to people in the morning is the best part of my day, period. And I can't wait to cultivate more of that throughout my day. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here for less distractions and more focus on my craft and my passions and how I want to show up in this world, because I'm constantly evolving, and so are you. And so I really hope that you take time after you listen to this and get your journal and sit with yourself and really figure out, am I in alignment with what my true heart desires? And then furthermore, do I even know what my heart truly desires? Because a lot of us haven't really taken the time to sit and think about that, because we already have so much programmed doubt and just disbelief that we can even achieve anything that we dream of anyway. That's why a lot of us just go and settle for mediocre jobs or jobs that we're not even passionate about, because we're in survival mode due to the money. I get it. This economy is crazy, but we also have to look at the bigger picture in the long run. Is this sustainable, doing things that don't make me happy? Is it sustainable to be in this relationship when it's hurting me? Is it sustainable to stay at this job when it's draining me? Is it sustainable to keep living in the same place even though I just don't even feel alive? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. And the risk of maybe having to change one of those big facets of our life, relationships, work, locations where we live, those are big facets of our life. Having to change that when maybe we've been in our comfort zone for years and years is really daunting. Trust me, I was in corporate America for 10 years before I handed in my resignation letter. And that stability, that, comfort every 2 weeks of that paycheck and the insurance and the 401k, it all feels very comforting until it doesn't, because I was realizing that I was scared to take risks in my life. So I was staying at a certain job that wasn't even providing me with the finances to live the life that I really desired. So essentially, I was just in a hamster wheel. And so take the risk. Take the leap of faith. You're worth it. And I promise you will figure it out. We always figure it out. We do. And um, you won't be disappointed. If it's in your heart, go for it. So that's my time today, guys. The sun is setting and I need to get outside. It's beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay connected to me on Instagram, TikTok at _stay hype. I have my podcast on Spotify and Apple now at Stay Hype. And I'm looking forward to sharing more of my adventure with you guys and letting you know everything that I learned along the way. So I'll see you next time. I love you.